What's going on, everybody? My name is Mr. Leong, and welcome back to another video in the Startup Starter Kit, back on my channel called Business Basics. Thanks for tuning in. And today we're going to do part 2 of my introduction to e-commerce videos. So in the first part, I talked about what exactly e-commerce is and why people start online businesses, the pros and cons. And in this video, I'm going to elaborate on the interactions of e-commerce between businesses and consumers. And I'll also share some trends that I see in e-commerce. So if you haven't seen the previous video, the link's up here. But let's just get started with this video of the Startup Starter Kit. So to wrap up this introduction to e-commerce video, I'm going to discuss 4 main ways that business is conducted and describe the different types and the website providers of each of these different types. Now, notice that I'm not including government interactions. I'm just focusing on businesses and consumers. You might already know this main type of e-commerce, and that's business to consumer. Chances are you've probably purchased a product from a business online in the last week or so. It's become very popular either through mobile or even through the computer. Now, business to consumer interactions have grown exponentially, especially with this COVID-19 pandemic, and can include things such as online retailers, on-demand services, and even service providers as well. So consulting would probably fit within this line. An easy example when you think about B2C consumers is you're buying a simple t-shirt or a pair of shoes from a retailer. Now, there's actually a lot of benefits to consumers buying from a business. So it's highly accessible, convenient, and they don't have to leave the house. Whereas if they had to buy in person, they would have to go to their nearest location and they would have to try on the products themselves and then bring it home. So there's a little bit of inconvenience. But again, when you go to a retail location, you get to have that chance to, make sure it fits properly. And there's always that little bit of uncertainty when you buy things online. The second type of interactions in the e-commerce world is the business to business. Now, this is often seen as interactions with intermediaries and wholesalers. So an example could be interactions of Alibaba, AliExpress, and this is where you see all those videos on drop shipping and private labels. I'm going to probably do a video on drop shipping, some of the things to keep an eye on. And this is where you'll see a space where bulk purchases are common. So you're not just buying 1 or 2 products like in a business to consumer interaction, but you're probably buying like 50 or 100 products at a very cheap and discounted price. So an example would be buying office supplies, and you're probably buying a lot, whereas you're not just buying like 1 or 2 pencils. You're probably buying enough to last a few months. Now, consumers can also provide products and services to businesses, and it's kind of the flip side around. Now, a common example is Upwork and Fiverr. I'm seeing a lot of businesses outsource some of their day-to-day activities, and Upwork, Fiverr, these are common places where businesses are looking for talent. So it can be anything from like graphic design, bookkeeping, digital marketing. These are common interactions that businesses will pursue in order to save cost and to save time. Because having an in-person bookkeeper can be quite expensive, and you don't want to pay them a full-time salary. But if it's just like a little bit of work, you maybe will contact a business, or you'll probably go to a place like Fiverr, and these individuals will do these services on a contract basis and at a price that's pretty affordable if you're just starting out with your business. Now, if you're a consumer and you're looking to sell things to businesses, think about some of your talents and things you do well, and you can pretty much sell anything to these businesses. You can sell photography, bookkeeping services, design services, organization, administrative tasks and duties, even like digital assistants. So this is a space where consumers are providing products and services to businesses, and there's often a mutual benefit in these interactions. And the final is consumer-to-consumer interactions, and these are often called online market spaces because consumers are buying products from other consumers. And this is the example I mentioned earlier when, let's say for example, my high school student was looking to get rid of some of her old clothing, so she takes a bunch of photos and posts it on Instagram, and some of these interested individuals will send her a direct message to buy the product from her or these individuals, and then they'll conduct some sort of payment processing through an online means. So let's say for example, I have two students. I have Jason and I have Mike. Jason has a pair of shoes that he wants to sell. He takes a bunch of pictures and posts them on a place like Craigslist or Instagram. And then you have Mike. Mike will buy the shoes from Jason. They'll probably e-transfer some of the money, and then they'll meet up and they'll exchange some of the shoes. Or Jason could simply, package the shoes and then send them to Mike when Mike has paid off some of his debts. So these are some common examples of consumer-to-consumer interactions. Now, Jason could use a variety of marketplaces that have already been established, such as Craigslist, eBay, Depop, or even Amazon. And they are a great way to, kind of create like a side hustle by reselling old or used products. As you can see, there's a lot of avenues that you could pursue using e-commerce to create a side hustle or a small business. And here are some of the trends that I see in 2022. So take advantage of these potential trends. The first trend that I see is content marketing. And this is businesses creating shareable content, infographics, and providing a way to market their business. And this takes a little bit of time, but you have these resources and consumers are attracted to these resources and they'll share with their friends and their family. I'm going to do a video on content marketing and how small businesses can create content and use it as a way to promote their business. I also see VR as a way to market products with this whole metaverse thing that, NFTs, Web 3.0, that's potentially a trend of e-commerce. Social, environmental, and ethical e-commerce is on the up and coming. Web page conversion optimization and influencer marketing are kind of topics that are kind of big in e-commerce right now. But that was that video on an introduction to e-commerce. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a little bit about, what an online business is all about and how you can get started with the different types of e-commerce. So thanks for watching. I hope you tune into the future videos and you check out some of the content that I've already posted, and hopefully that will give you some tips and some pointers about the business basics and fundamentals. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later, all right? Take care.